Good evening. I'd like to call to order North Branford Planning and Zoning regular meeting, August 18th, 2022. Please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. At this point, I'd like to introduce the members of the commission that are here this evening. To my immediate left is Chuck Rabano, our secretary for the commission. To his left is Ron Sienna, acting member. To the far left is an empty table, so we're waiting for and hopeful soon have a town planner. We are a rudderless ship without a town planner at this point in time. And to my far left is Janet Crane, our recording secretary. And I am Bob Nowak, the chairman of the commission. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the commission for electing me my first chairmanship. I'd like to add that common sense, logic, and regulations is like what I like to accomplish on the commission. And as your chair, I'm not, as some may refer to who watch, I am not I don't operate in a bubble. This is a farming community. I take my job serious, and I look out for the land use for the community and the best interests of the commission and the town council and the residents of North Branford. We're not paid. We're volunteers, so we have lives and jobs like everyone else. Anything we say here and do is on record for your review, for those specifically watching today. I thoroughly vet my topics before I discuss them at the board, though it may feel like I'm one man making the decision, and I'm not. We have different viewpoints on this commission, and I try to get all the viewpoints together and make a decision as a collaborative effort, not as one individual. So with that, thank you very much for electing me to chairmanship, and moving on. Next order of business is to consider approval of the minutes for the July 14th, 2022 meeting. Take a moment, review the minutes, let me know, commission members, have any additions, corrections, adjustments to the minutes, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Looks good to me. So I motion we accept the minutes.
I second it. Okay. Motion by Sienna, second by Ravano. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Motion carries. Moving on to the next agenda item. So, new business. We have application 2022-7, 2381 Foxton Boulevard, B1 zone, modification existing site plan. Is the applicant here today? You want to come up and tell us your name and address and tell us about your project?
Sure. Here.
Right, close enough. These microphones work, so.
All right. My name is Michael. Last name is Kaugaji. I currently own a car wash and loop center and 2381 Foxton Road. And I would like to do car dealership and repair.
Okay. Members have any questions for the applicant?
And as of right now, you already do like oil changes and things?
Yes, I do.
You've already been allowed
Yep.
to do that, right?
Mhm.
So the new would be just ability to sell vehicles, used vehicles
Right.
there and stuff?
You said any repairs.
Repair my my cars, the cars that I'm selling, I would like to
Yeah.
repair them, yeah, service them.
Is that allowed in B1? Auto repair?
Yes,
It is?
yeah,
Good.
yep. So you had said in your application 10 to 15 cars
Yeah,
approximately?
right, the max 15, the 10, yeah.
So how do you propose to have the cars on the site? There's only like 6 identified in your application. In addition to that, there's 2 service lanes in the back. Are you going to use those for the overflow of your cars?
Right. So I have a space on the side of the building, also in the back. So I would like to put the cars over there. So ones that I'm selling, I would like to put like few in the front. So,
Is there, so on the site plan, you have wash tunnel, express oil change, and interior service, express details, and then an office space?
right,
Right. Are all those operational right now?
yes.
So how do we have all those going at the same time and still function with
So-
getting cars to
The,
those facilities?
all right, so the car wash tunnel is not operating right now. I'm doing hand wash,
Okay,
all right, detail in hand wash and oil change. So again, my building, on the left side, there's a parking space, which is supposed to be customers, but I have customers parked in the front or in the back. So, and usually customers, they don't leave cars there. Take the cars inside the building, because I can put like 12 cars inside the building. It's a big shop.
okay.
So I wanted to use the space on the left side of the building for maybe put the cars over there. And there's another space right in front of it. So, I mean, I guess you guys somebody could show me where to put it, then I can kind of know like where the car is going. So I'm, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm new to this, so I'm not sure like where should I put the cars? But I just wanted to know, you guys can maybe explain to me, like, or tell me where I can put the cars and I can follow the rules.
Right.
But, so, another question, my next to me, there's a Big A, that he's auto parts and he sell cars, so.
Right. He's got a few out there that they go.
He has
A lot,
like,
right?
no, he has like 8 cars,
Yeah.
usually, in the front. He parks right on the lawn in the front, right on Foxton Road. Then he puts like 10 or 15 in the back, so.
So the original application identifies 8 parking spaces? 8 parking spaces right now.
Spaces for,
For your current business,
yeah,
right? So then you want to add additional cars to sell.
yeah, maybe 10 the most. I don't want to sell a lot of cars, I just want to sell like 5 to 10, so I can have, some kind of different sort of income, because I'm doing only hand wash, detail, and oil change, but it's not enough for me to like pay my bills, and because it is a big building and it cost me $1 million, so I'm trying to, make some money back, and then I can support my family.
Correct.
So then I thought I could sell cars and make more income, earn income, so I can, pay some bills,
Absolutely.
which I used to work for a used car dealership before, and I have an experience. So I know I will do well.
So Bob, I have a couple of questions. Before we add on the car sales, were the allocated parking spaces required for the business per code? That would be my question. First question, if so, then be honest with you, I'd like a better site plan on distances. You know, I come to your business.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
And with the car wash, you come around.
Right.
And you have to exit on Whitewood Lane.
That's entrance.
And enter.
Whitewood Lane is
Yeah,
entrance.
but, you know, I don't know if like you alluded to,
So-
the oil change and stuff like that, will that tighten up the front too much?
I'm not doing a lot of oil changes right now. I'm doing maybe 4 or 5 a day. And usually we're express people, I can put 4 cars inside the oil loop. I could do 4 cars at a time. So I have a lot of space inside the building that cars, they don't have to be outside. So for detailing, for example, I can put like 12 cars inside the detail shop, 4 cars in the loop.
But you're gonna be reducing the oil change bays?
No,
You're gonna keep 4 bays?
I'm gonna keep, yeah, but it's not, I'm not doing a lot of oil changes. So far I've been there 2 months, I'm doing like maybe 4 or 5 a day. And they're quick, usually like takes 10 minutes to do 1 car oil change. People in and out. So that means I'm not piling cars in front of the building or in the back. Everything moves, like, there's no overnight cars.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand, we have to look at it from the worst-case scenario, that I pray that you do good and you got 4 bays of oil changes and cars lined up outside.
2 bays, oil changes. 4 bays, the detail.
Or 4 bays for detailing.
Mhm.
Ah, and 2 for oil change.
Right. And I have plenty parking space behind the loop center, like behind the building. Because I'm not,
I'm pretty familiar with this property. I mean, we own a couple properties right across the street too. I think there's a lot of room there, and the fact that the guy right next door does
Yeah,
it,
if he can-
and
if
then
he's doing
right
it,
over here,
yeah.
next to Big Y does it, and then the other guy over here on Foxton does it as well. I think there's more than enough room up there.
there's a lot of space,
Um,
yeah.
And, you know, just especially the way that the ergonomics of this is kind of set up, is right on the main road, kind of lots up front, the ones he identified. Most of the cars, his customers, are being worked on. It's not like they're parked out front.
Right.
They're going somewhere, they're leaving them overnight. They're usually just driving in, oil change, quick, 5-10 minutes, and then they're out.
Yep.
The only cars that are gonna be, you know, there's not really cars staying there. He wants to start selling cars. There's not really gonna be any cars on the lot overnight besides the ones he's selling. Which, you know, I would only say that that would be the only number in my mind that there should be a limit on anyway. Like, he's keeping 8 to 10, or, you know, what was the original, what are you thinking you're gonna do, how many cars?
10,
So like something like 10, you know, I don't think that's gonna take up too much space. He said, oh, I wanna put 50 cars, okay, that's gonna take
No,
up space. So that's the
I'm-
only number that, in my mind, but if you drive up and down Route 80, there's 3 other places that are doing the same thing, and they're pretty packed with as many cars as they could fit. So in my opinion, I think that there's more than enough space there.
Also, I'm gonna do,
Probably.
excuse me, I wanted to do like, you guys familiar with the All Mac in Branford? Like they sell Jeeps, and so that's why I'm specialized, like doing
Yeah.
like something, so I can track people from all over the state. So I think that's a good idea for the town, so people can come, like I could do like car shows, and so mostly I'm not doing like regular cars, it'd be like custom cars, like high-end cars. That's why 10 is enough for me, like.
Yeah.
So I think as a body, we don't object to you selling cars. I think the most important part is the presentation and how your application is laid out.
My application for,
The way it's handwritten in there, it could be better for us to understand precisely where your cars are going to be positioned and the traffic flow around the cars that are
Mhm.
parked, in addition to showing the potential for additional cars parked in the back, and how you're going to delineate that on your site plan. Because right now it shows 2 lanes of cars going to your quick lube.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna have more than 10 cars, God bless you if you have 15 or 20 cars, you probably wanna be able to identify that on your site plan for us to bless it. So you'll have to show a little better schematics on your position of your cars on your site plan. Traffic flow by those cars that are gonna be parked, because right now it shows half in the grass, half on the pavement, and it's curved, I believe, so you'll have to show a little bit, because if it's parked out into the driveway, then that diminishes the ability to
It won't be in the
navigate.
driveway. So Whitewood Lane, I have 4 lanes against the lawn. There's parking space. Also, there's like 6 parking space next to the building. So I was thinking maybe put it on the, like next to Whitewood Lane.
Yeah,
There's like 4 or 5 parking space that no one parks there. It's always empty.
right. I don't see that a problem, but that's not what the application shows.
Which application? I'm sorry, I didn't.
The schematic?
Oh, okay. I had the lady over there. She kind of helped me to draw it, so I didn't know like where to put the cars because I was like, I'm kind of new to this, so I didn't know. But I told her I could change that around. Like, you guys can tell me, all right, put the cars here or in the back, then I can change that. So, or what's legal for me to like put the cars? Like, where is like legal space? So I can't put in the front.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
Okay.
objecting to it in the
All
front,
right.
but it needs to show a little bit better, because I don't know the size of the cars as sketched, they gotta fit a certain space.
Okay, so
You know what I mean? Like, the parking spaces are identified as a certain width and length.
So I'm not
Right.
blocking the driveway. So let's say if I park right on the lawn, like Big A does next door, he parks like 8 cars on the lawn, right?
Okay.
So can I do what he does? If he's doing it, why can't I do it?
Well, it's parked on state property. I don't know where I can see the property line on your map. I don't know if that's his or not. I
Where-
don't know if it's his property or the state.
Identical.
DOT's
Like so,
property.
my lawn, my front grass, my sign, and then his is like the same. So you can look at it when
Yeah.
you drive by one day.
I understand that.
So.
I don't think that this body's in the position to say that we are going to grant you permission to park cars on state property.
I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I can, like I said, I can park on the side, like next to Whitewood Lane. Or I can keep my cars, I guess, inside the shop, the detail shop, if I'm not allowed to put on the lawn. But,
I'm not saying you're not allowed
Okay.
to, but I think you should identify a little bit clearer for us to understand precisely how you're going to park your cars.
okay,
So it's not impeding cars coming into your lot, because you have it parked half on, half off, right? The way you show us, okay?
I
So
didn't know, I'm sorry, I
That's
new to
okay.
this, sorry.
There's nothing wrong. We
Yeah.
want you to move forward with your
Yeah,
with that idea.
I would like to.
We want to
move,
have a complete picture of what we're going to say, yeah, go ahead, and then alls we have is this schematic that was, drawn,
Right.
not precise to the type of vehicle, their size, and everything else. So I don't want to be in a position to say that, yeah, it's okay, go ahead and do it, and then it's not exactly what you did out there. Not taking into account traffic flow into your business, the number of cars for the business itself, plus the cars that are coming to look at the cars, which we haven't talked about either, right? Because you have 10 cars you're selling, 5 customers pulling to look at cars, where would they park?
They can park, so there's a
Right.
parking space right next to the building, including the handicap. So there's like 8 parking space along with, next to the building. Also 5, I was telling you, like next to Whitewood Lane, so.
So I would ask this, right? So if you have your whole business filled up currently, 8 parking spaces, and someone looks at a car, where would that person park?
They can park in the back. Like I
Okay.
said, I'm not doing, there's a drive-through for tunnel, and we're not using it. You can park like 20 cars over there.
Okay, so why don't you show that to us? Because the dates.
So for the customers, you mean?
Yes, sir. Because you're showing,
Okay.
right now, there's no parking for any of your customers for the car business right now
Mm-hmm.
that you want to propose.
Okay.
So the 8 spots are for the business you currently own.
Right.
Are operating, right?
Okay.
So let's increase the parking for your
Customers.
additional customers coming in,
Okay,
okay? And let's identify that on this plan where you propose to have them park,
okay,
okay?
all right.
That fair enough?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and show spots for any overflow parking. I understand what you're saying, that, let's say you have a Bentley, okay, you put it out in the front during the day, at night you lock it up. You know, you would drive it in the building. So, you know, you can see yourself, you know, the squares that are drawn in, they're much larger than the parking spaces.
Right.
So you're not doing yourself any justice. We have to have it in writing. You know, just because we talk, you know, we have to have it in writing so that when we're going, the next person picks it up and says, okay. You understand?
yeah.
So, and, yeah, I don't think we are denying it. I think we should table this until we get a better
Sounds like
site
just
plan.
kind of where we're leaving off here, though, sir. Get this piece of paper, get it more detailed, and then bring it back to us. I think
Agreed.
this is what
Yep.
we're leaving you with. Our next meeting is September 1st, or September, first week of
Yes.
September, right?
Yep.
Which is like a week and a half away,
Okay.
2 weeks away, and then come
So how
back
do I
with
do
more-
that, like with someone in the office?
Yeah, I'd get this printout again if you could.
Okay,
And then
I have it.
Don't let them do it. Go to your property and look and make it more detailed, I think, right?
Yes,
With all
sir.
the different spots, and
Yeah.
then bring it before us on our next meeting. We'll have a more detailed picture, that way we can.
so is 10 car okay, parking, for selling 10 cars in the property, is it okay for you guys?
I would say this, right? So let's see what your site plan, how you lay it out, and see how many you can fit.
But I already
In
laid
addition
out,
to- You
on
laid out
the,
6.
I had 6?
Yeah, I only
Yeah.
see 6 on here. 1, 2,
You got
3,
6
4,
and then
5, 6.
3 in the island, which I'm kind of leery about you putting them in the island for traffic flow. That would be 9.
Oh, yeah,
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 9.
over here.
There's
Right,
more on the
so
side.
there's turning radius coming in and out of there, so be cognizant of how you position your cars on your site plan, so you allow cars to come in, given enough distance to get between the building. Again, if it's all parked on your property, right,
Mm-hmm,
then allow for that access into your property to get around the back of the building,
okay.
okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I need some kind of help from somebody, like, explain to me, like, how to do this, because I'm not good at it, I'm sorry,
So you have on your site plan
Yeah, I do,
vehicles already
yeah.
in the back,
yeah,
as an example?
right,
And you could use those as schematic
okay.
and position those on the site plan.
Okay, so
Okay.
customer parking in the back,
Show that,
show them,
yep.
and then, so I can park the cars that I'm selling, I can park on the lawn. That's what I would put, like 10 cars, 5 on the left side where the sign is, and then 4 on the other side. Because I have there's a driveway between,
Yep, you
The
have the
trees.
whole side of that.
so can I put the cars over there, 10 cars? Draw it like on the lawn, and then put like customers' cars in the back? The thing is, where would I put the cars so people can see it? Obviously, I'm not gonna put the cars that I'm selling in the back.
Correct.
It's not visible, right? So it's
Mhm.
just, so I'm going by what my next door neighbor does. So if he was putting 8 to 10 cars on the lawn, right on Foxen Road, why can't I put it?
So I would say this, that I don't know anything about the neighbor
Mhm.
that's selling the cars at the auto parts place.
Right, he's a dealer.
I don't know if the previous commission allowed that or
Okay.
not, and maybe it was added on later, and he didn't show the cars on state property.
I don't know, I'm
Right,
there
so
2
I
months.
can't answer that question.
Okay,
Right? And I don't think we're willing to, as a commission, to say, go ahead, park them on state property, like your neighbor did. So you would have to show it on your property for now,
okay,
okay?
all right. So then, I will use my parking space, right?
Yep. Use
Not
your
on the
parking
lawn.
space, you can use it, I mean, you got, what, 50 feet from the building to the property line, right?
Mhm.
Right? To the state property on the face of the building, right? And you show one car, then whatever that grass strip is, just as you pull in, right? So you want to make sure your car is away from that egress when you take the turn coming
Right.
in, so no one hits the car
Right.
you're trying to sell, and conversely, in the little island
Mhm.
portion as well. So position your cars and see what that distance is from the building to your car.
Okay.
And then show that distance from the face of the building to the car, with the car parked in front of your property on your pavement, okay? Just the way you showed, just move it over a little bit, or draw it a little better, and so else you're gonna modify the curbing, you're gonna take it
Okay.
out and park it right there.
Okay.
Where you show it, at the correct dimensions, okay? If you could do that, then again, we're not here to.
So you're not
to
denying
say-
it, you're just
we're
saying
not
just
denying
organize
it.
the cars.
You
and-
just gotta
okay.
polish up this a little bit cleaner for us to understand precisely what we're gonna agree to you to show on your property,
Okay,
from a commission standpoint,
okay.
okay?
Right, well said, well said.
All right, so
Okay.
September 1st, come
I
back with
think it's
the,
the 1st of September, or when's the next meeting? For us, it's the first
Yes.
week of September,
The
right?
next regular meeting is September 1st.
September 1st.
September 1st.
all right.
So we're gonna, so with that being said, do you have any other concerns for
No.
us? Okay. Commission members, do you have anything to ask the applicant? Any concerns?
I'm good. I think the hand-drawn things, and I measured out parking spaces to the hand-drawn boxes, and, 1, 2, you got four boxes, and I count you can get 6 cars in there. So.
I know, I drove
It's not to
larger,
scale,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you're doing yourself an injustice.
Probably
You know,
said a lot more.
so if it was, instead of hand-drawn, if it was done to the scale of the rest of the parking spaces, then we can say, okay, there's 6 cars, that's okay. But
Okay.
the way it is now, car
Could you
number 2
show
looks
me-
like
can
it's
I-
perpendicular.
Do you mind showing me, like, I can't see from here, like, where?
Yeah, you
Come here.
Yeah, can I come over?
Sure.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so
So, like over here, your parking spaces.
this is the Foxton Road, right?
Yes,
This is the
yes.
entrance.
Yes.
So I was thinking, put it right on the lawn.
Yeah, if it's on your property, it's okay.
Okay.
You can't put it on state property. You
Again,
can't,
it's half and half.
yeah, you can't do half and half. It's gotta be on your property.
I know, but I'm saying the state owns the half, I own the half, so there's enough space for me to put cars.
Right, but the way you have like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, that's this much. And.
Right.
And, it's like, you can get, these boxes, you can fit 2 cars in. So
Right.
it's out of proportion.
So
The-
move these cars to here, and then.
No.
Okay.
See, do,
Yeah, show me. Oh, okay.
and it's like this.
2, 4.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, okay.
5,
Yeah, I
6.
drove it
Yeah, you made them
weird,
too
yeah.
big. You're not doing justice to yourself.
Right.
It's making,
So do 6 here, 4 here, smaller, and then, so customer can park here?
This, and then back here too, you're saying for parking, what area over here were you saying was parking back here? For customer
Just
parking?
right here.
Just over here?
Yeah, there's plenty, like from here to here.
Got it, yeah. So I think similar too, like just, line off so we know how many spots are over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that's an additional however many spots, 6
What about
to 8
these
spots.
spots?
These are the normal ones you already have, right?
Okay, so you don't count these?
I would leave those for the business, those
Okay.
are already there, those are for your existing
Alright, these are
business.
for the,
Just have that additional parking
Okay.
back there.
and then make these smaller, 6 and 4.
Yeah, I would, and I think, based on what Bob was saying too, for the ones here on the island, I'm not sure, depending on how much they take up, as far as like you're saying egress and ingress, so we might have to like take a look at here, I'm not sure. But it might be bigger than it looks like on this map, maybe you could fit a few
It's-
cars there,
it's
I'm
big.
not sure based off of this map, but,
It's large.
yeah, I definitely see like what Ron was saying is, you know, reevaluate the measurements here and see really realistically how many could fit over here. And then
Well,
this
I thought I could do
goes,
6 here and then 4
Yeah.
here. Or I could do 7 here, maybe 3 here.
I'm not sure on this island thing, as far as what it looks like. Maybe there's room and you could put a
There
couple.
is room.
I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't remember, and this map's hard for me to completely gauge. And then over here, is this no-go? This is the grass?
Mm-hmm. That's the next door.
Right. Oh, this
That's
is the next
neighbors,
guy's
yeah.
property? Oh, okay, so your property ends over here?
Here. The
Right here.
driveway, yeah.
Oh, okay, ends at the
So it's
driveway?
from this driveway.
Got
over
it.
here.
Got it. Okay, so then this is the area that you have.
Just these 2 areas, not
And
this
then
one.
this is your lane, right?
Yeah, I can
Your
also-
cars move there.
Right, and you can go 2 cars side by side, it's pretty large. So 2 cars can park.
Okay,
next
so
to
is
each
this,
other.
are these pre-existing parking spots? These squares? You see those 2 squares right here? Those,
Yeah.
those count as well, those parking?
So I can use this as a
Possibly,
customer parking?
yeah, possibly customer, and then are these like, these are parking spots right here for
Yeah.
cars that are getting
Yeah.
ready to be worked
Mhm.
on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say we wanna identify all of the existing parking, so we can know, that, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, got 8 here, could probably add, you know, however many here, that way we have a full picture of all the spots. And then, like, Ron was saying too, over here, you know, better, to scale. And then, yeah, you know, at this point too, I think like we said, once we have a better understanding, we're not sure what the amount of cars is, maybe 10's a good number, maybe it's a couple less, maybe it's a couple more. I think once we see that, then we can decide on that number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You said you have this picture, right? You have
Yeah,
a picture like this?
yeah.
That's it, that's all. I don't really have any other
Can I take
comments
a
here.
picture of that or something?
Yeah, you could. I mean, is there anything else we could do just to clarify? I think at the end of the day, I just want to make sure he has as much clarity on what we're looking for, so that way you could go off and
Yeah, I just
bring us
wanna-
back the best picture as
Right.
possible.
And if I have any questions when I draw this, redraw it, can I see one of you guys or,
You can bring it to,
like, can I bring it back tomorrow?
But to the town,
The
the
engineer.
engineering.
So town engineer will
Building
probably
department.
help.
Building department?
Building
So I
Building
did,
department.
the lady helped me to draw this and she said, I think it's fine, so now you guys are like,
I would
not saying
say,
it's fine, so I don't
Right.
know who's.
It needs to be tweaked.
yeah,
Yes.
if she
That's
wasn't
better.
wrong with it, just, definitely, we just want a little bit more detail. I think that's what
Okay, alright.
I mean, I think, at this point, I think we've kind of given all the input on what we're looking for, right?
Okay.
As far
Yes,
as
sir.
that. So I think at this point, when you come back, we'll be able to kind of agree on where you're gonna be able to put the cars, how many cars, and at
So I
that
can
point, we'll
use
see.
this for,
It looks like,
Customer parking.
it looks like there's parking spots here, that's what the
It is.
map says, so.
so there's 2 lanes, one.
Yeah, you gotta check and see what, I'm not sure what these dashes mean, if that's a fire lane or something right here, but it looks like there's at least 2 parking spots right here.
Yes, it says parking.
At least 2, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it says at least 2. So those are definitely parking, those exist,
For customers,
those for
sure.
customers.
Yeah.
And then, this is clearly, it says loading zone, I gotta look, I'm getting old here, man. My eyes aren't that good anymore.
Right, so you have existing
Yeah.
parking for the building, right?
Right.
Then he needs to add more parking for his new business customers,
Right,
right?
Which
that's
is
what
in
we're
the back.
thinking right here,
Yeah.
right here on the
Okay.
back.
And then you're gonna
So how many
show,
you need for customers, how many parking spaces? Let's say or you guys are looking for, like, how many?
one of the comments that we were looking at previously from some of our previous planner was that it was kind of fluid, right? So we don't want to take away any of the parking spaces and assign those to your business. So if you were to add business, right, because you added another business, we want to see more parking in addition to what you already have,
Okay,
but not the same number,
okay.
right? Because you have a large complex of 10 cars, 10 parking spaces, right? So I don't know a number to give you. I would say 5.
Okay.
I'm guessing, I don't know. There is really
Also, I will
no,
meet people by
because,
appointment, so I'm not gonna have people just jam, like,
Well, not only that, you have an express business, so you just
Right.
stated that people come and go.
Right, come and go, yeah.
Right,
So there's no.
very, so if you start going into, once your business is up and running, right, you're now selling cars with a 3-month warranty. They're gonna come back to you for service, so they're gonna bring their car or get
Right,
dropped
right.
off or wait for the car. So you still need ample parking for your current business and your new business. So
Okay.
we're asking for additional parking.
In the back.
Yeah,
the back.
and that's what it looks like over here.
That's the most logical place in my mind, but again, I'm not the,
And I think too, what kind of what Bob was saying is, and Ron was saying too, don't cut yourself short. If you think you could fit, a certain amount there, let us know, and then we could always say, well, it's more than enough. Better to come back with us and say, oh, we could fit 6 back here, and we say, oh, you only
For
need a
customers?
couple. Yeah, for
Alright,
customers, for
alright.
customers. Better to come back and say, oh, these are all the spots that we have, more than enough, and then if you don't need it all, that's better than if you
Okay.
come back with 2 and
Okay.
we want more, right? Because we want,
For selling.
Yeah.
the cars in the
Well,
front,
these are for-
that's
this is for
fine.
selling, right,
Okay,
right,
so
right.
we said 6 and 4, so that's 10.
and that's not, we're not, like I said, once you,
It could be less, I don't
yeah,
know,
well, once you
maybe 8.
redraw it out, we'll figure out what that exact number is, but
Okay.
these, in this area over
Got it.
here.
I have an
Right,
idea.
so, you buy a car,
Mhm.
it's gonna be need repair, you're not gonna put it in the front, you're gonna put it in the
shop.
back, or in the
I'll
shop.
put it in the shop, yeah.
Is
So
it
I have 2 doors, so keep the cars that I'm working on the right side, and then that side just use for a loop.
Right. Yeah, and I
I'll
think
work neat, I'm
the
not.
biggest
gonna-
thing is we haven't locked down any specific number. to-
Okay.
That's the biggest thing, is that we're not saying one number of cars or parking spots is locked in, so when you come back and we look at everything, then we'll decide on, potentially what
Okay.
number makes sense. Right
No.
now, we're not sure what that number's gonna be.
The car dealership, is that a separate LLC?
Mhm. I already have that created.
Okay.
So it'd be
um,
Mike's Auto Sales and Repair. Also have Mike's Car Wash and Mike's Auto Sales and Repair, so 2 separate businesses.
No. Yeah, we can't give you advice, but the utilization of your property, as one businessman to another, it might be to your advantage to get a surveyor or someone to lay out the best utilization of your property. You may think, oh, I can get, like I did over here, you have, 4 spots, and I made them 8.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, and the thing is, what
It's
we
hard
have.
to explain on the paper.
Right, what we have to approve, it's what's the old saying, if it ain't in writing, it ain't so.
Right.
So-
No, I got it, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll have a better
we
knowledge.
could, we could point things out to you, what we're looking for,
Okay.
but it has to be done to scale. There's the
Yep.
word. It has to be done to scale so we can see.
I have an idea, yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can see, like, if you came in this way,
Mhm. It's one way, so
yeah,
you can't go this way.
yeah, this car is sticking out, so, I mean.
Right, but you can't go this way, it's one way. This
Right,
is-
but
you go
this,
here.
but this is an example, this shows the car sticking out in the way.
Oh,
So it's,
okay, I
you
see.
know,
I just did it quick, I'm sorry.
Right, but you got the room in the front of it, so
Right.
it's like,
Okay.
it's gotta be to
I
scale
will
so we can
redraw
see.
it better, yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
You guys have a question for me?
I'm sorry?
Do you guys have any other questions for me?
You're sure? No, I don't have any questions.
I have no
guys?
questions for you guys, so I'll redraw it and then bring you a better picture.
Better to
So-
scale models,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So technically, right now, we can table it to the next meeting.
Right.
Okay.
He doesn't have to submit anything for it to be on the next meeting, right? We could just table it to the next meeting?
Correct.
I just wanna make sure he's okay, he's
Yep.
gonna be on it.
So can I move forward with my, because I'm, at the DMV, like, filling out paperwork, and I'm still like, there's still paperwork to fill out and fees.
As far
If
as,
I'm not here, then there's no point for me to like.
I would wait
for-
until next week, until we
Okay.
get this in your hand, because we can't say
Right.
anything until it's done, you know
I
what I mean?
understand.
So I would just wait until next.
Okay, all right.
Or 2 weeks from now, September,
Okay.
week and a half, September 1st.
6:30?
6:30.
All right,
Yes.
No.
I can leave. Don't have to wait that long.
No, no, you're all
Yeah,
set.
you're all set.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, thank you so
All right.
much.
Have a
So,
good
you're good, so,
Motion to table until next meeting?
Second.
there you go. Motion by Urbano, second by Sienna. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Table the application 2022-7, 2381 Foxton Road until September 1st. All right. Thank you, guys. Did a great job. Okay, so next item on the agenda is old business. Application 2022-6, 290 Forest Road, North Branford Public Works. My understanding is that they're going in front of the, still in the wetlands, and are appearing in front of the Wetlands Commission to get approval for their facility. So this, not going to be acted upon, and we'll continue tabling until the next meeting.
Motion to table?
Second.
All right, so moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, tabled until next meeting. Moving right down our agenda here to other business. POCD review and discussion. So unfortunately, we lost our planner,
Right.
and some of the items that were from previous meeting was for, under the town planners title and POCD, and we talked about the North Foxton Neighborhood District was Eric's proposal to us for reevaluating the Route 80 corridor.
Right.
And his proposal had a couple changes to our regulations that would make it more easier for the businesses to come into Route 80 and improve the current condition. Under the Economic Development Commission that was one of our bullets to achieve. Unfortunately, our planner is no longer with us, and so we're probably going to table this until we have a planner.
Right.
We did have some conversations and review of the corridor itself over the last couple months, looking at the various properties of what we thought we could do for mixed use and other appurtenances. So that item is still going to be tabled
Right.
until we get a planner. So another homework item we had was the bylaws from Eric's last, previous planners conversation with us. We had some homework to look at the bylaws. And again, that's going to be tabled until further notice, until we get a planner again with that. So we have a chance to review it and make changes.
Right.
So next item, moving on, 6B, request for bond release for planning and zoning application 2015-3, Northford Ice Pavilion, 24 Firelight Place. One of the last items of business done by our planner was to review the request for bond release at the Firelight Place. The enclosure for the dumpster looks pretty good from what the planner had said, and the photos attached for record. So with that being said, is there any discussion on the matter?
No. Are we voting to release
We're voting to
the bond, it says?
release
Set
the
by
bond.
Yep.
Right.
Insurance.
Do you have any questions?
Unrelated, do we even know what the bond amount was?
I have no idea.
I just,
I don't think it would be that much, but it's only for that enclosure, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know what else is involved in it.
Okay.
Limited with the information provided.
yeah, I
The
understand.
planner reviewed it completely,
Yes, and the photo says it's done, there it is.
and there it is.
I'm okay with it. That's, a motion we release the bond.
I second it.
Here you go.
Oh, here we go. Actually, I will, I'll
Okay,
make the
you
motion.
make the motion.
I move to release the remaining bond for planning and zoning application number 2015-3, Northford Ice Pavilion, 24 Firelight Place, I-3 zone, owner Northford Ice Pavilion LLC applicant, Casolo Engineering. Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, second by Sienna. Discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, thank you, Chuck.
Can I see that motion?
Sure.
Yes. You have an extra one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Allow them to move forward with the application.
Right.
Other than what's in our packet, I don't see much more behind it. So do we have any questions, concerns about the application process for the grant?
No, I went online and checked that we have till the end of September to submit, not we, they have until September 30th to submit the request for a grant. So, you know, at this point, I don't see anything stopping our approval.
Okay.
So is this something that we're gonna vote on to give our grace to or something? Or-
I think it would probably be appropriate measure for us.
Right, but as far as our involvement though, it's on their committee to get it done.
Correct. Our involvement is, my understanding of it is that we're just okaying their process of applying for a grant. for
Got it,
that, for
got it.
To get the money to buy the property.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you word that? We endorse their application?
Well, you don't know the application, right? I don't think we do, right?
I would say that
I think you
Yeah, this
just
is a-
make a motion to recommend that they go forward.
recommend to
Okay.
move
Yeah.
forward, yeah, that makes
There's
sense.
the word.
So,
Good. No, you go, I'll second it.
well, I make a motion that we recommend that the North Branford Land
Conservation.
Conservation Trust, goes forward with the trust for the grant application.
Okay, second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Doug?
Aye. Opposed? None? Motion passes.
Conservation. Wow, that killed me there.
That was a good one. So I have to add an item to the agenda. I don't know if we need a motion to have that occur or not, but we're,
Need a motion to amend the agenda.
okay. Need a motion to amend the agenda for, that hot off the press today was the fact that we are lacking a planner and we are lacking a planning and zoning enforcement officer. So the acting town manager requested us to grant approval for temporary service of Victor and Steve as temporary deputy zoning enforcement officers to help process the paperwork through the planning department, I believe is the accurate statement. town council already approved the concept of allowing a town engineer and/or the building official
Well, I'd say,
temporary serve.
at first, we have to approve the amendment to the agenda.
Yeah. Add item D,
Yeah.
temporary deputy zoning officers.
Okay, start with that.
Well, then I make a motion to amend the agenda to add item D for the temporary position for the town planning. Yeah, town enforcer.
Second.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So we add item D, appointment of deputy zoning enforcement officer.
Right.
Okay.
And now that we can talk about it, I mean, I agree that we should have them fill the roles, so we don't, hopefully we don't get backed up on, you know, the roles and responsibilities of those two positions. We're already missing, actually, we're missing 3 people too, because we don't have a town manager either. So,
True.
at the moment, we're,
We have Lisa.
yeah,
Thank
we have
God.
Lisa,
I guess my only question is, we're approving this, but the funding for salaries comes out of a different bucket, because our budget does not, there's no money in our budget. So-
Correct.
So to pay for these gentlemen to take on this other role comes out of someone else's budget items?
I don't know, Ron, because we're not a budgeting agency, right? The
Right.
town council has reviewed it based on this letter, and they worked out the details between, in my assumption, the town engineer and the building official.
Yeah, I stand corrected. I see that it comes from Lisa, and that they agreed to accept the position, so therefore,
it's already been,
it's already been a done
been
deal.
done.
Yes, I have no problem with this.
Okay.
Get Chuck, make you,
I make a motion to approve the positions for acting town manager and town enforcer.
Okay, second?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Chuck, appreciate it. All righty, so last item on our agenda tonight is town planners report. We don't have a town planner. Our next meeting is September 1st. However, I want to bring into our discussion from the meeting minutes we just approved, 2 items that were on that town planners report was cannabis. So we're coming up to October 22nd is our deadline. So lacking having a planner, we need to come up with an idea of what we're going to do come September. We have 2 meetings, we have like maybe 3 meetings before the October
Right.
22nd deadline. So some of the suggestions would be to kick the can down the road again, because time is at a crunch period of time,
Right.
because we don't have a planner.
Are we, just for kind of clarification on that, what is the question or the question around it? Like, what are we approving or allowing or not allowing?
So from the last meeting, Eric, the town planner had sent to us our previous regulation change, right? Which basically said, we're not going to entertain any form of cannabis in town, regardless of manufacturing, growing, distribution, transportation. There's like 6 different items associated with it.
Right.
So we said, let's evaluate it from a whole year and see if we can't come to some resolution and put it out there. So unfortunately, we did have a conversation last month in July to kind of bring this to the forefront. Our planner proposed it to us, but then he left us,
Right.
the service, so now we're in a lurch again for a town planner. I would suggest that we follow what we did last year, so we're not in a pinch.
Right.
Come October 23rd, someone says, here's my application for cannabis establishment in town, and we're like, we didn't do anything. So there's a process involved with the regulations of drafting it, approving it, having it drafted,
Right.
reviewed by us, the town
So you're
attorney,
saying we're able,
public hearing.
We could potentially push it back until we get a town planner. I mean, unfortunately, until we have one, it's gonna be difficult for us to make any,
Correct.
Educated, well put together proposals for anything in that realm. And as of right now, it's standing, there's nothing standing in our town for ordinance, or there, people
I
are
think
allowed
you
to
have
do
a
that? They are?
moratorium, that's what he's talking about, right?
Moratorium, thank you.
Moratorium,
We
nothing
have
can
a
be done
moratorium.
until October 23rd.
Right,
But
so
you
we're
do it
looking to
again, you
extend
could
the
extend it
moratorium for a
another
year.
year. Right,
Okay.
and then nothing can be done for that year.
Should we, and if nothing can be done for that year, you're saying if we vote to extend for a year, then we're locked in for another year?
And then that's when you start working on your regulations, so you'll be ready for next year.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, because we don't know how long it's gonna be until we have a planner, that's gonna be what we end up doing.
Correct.
Like,
As the old timer in the group, I agree that we basically have a new planning and zoning committee. We don't even have a planner, a building inspector, a town planner,
Town manager.
town manager, I'm sorry.
A
Repeating
custodian.
myself. We're gonna have a group of all new people with different ideas. So I think the October date is coming up too quickly, in that if we push it down the road another year, we'll have time to get the players in place and them comfortable with their position.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense, and then that way we have plenty of time to do it correctly. Whatever we end up deciding will be something that's not rushed, makes the most sense,
Okay,
do it correctly.
agreed.
Yeah,
So let's put that at the number one for new town planner to kind of digest and get that off our plate, so we're not faced with this in August of
right.
'23.
When are we gonna vote on that moratorium extension? Is that something we should do next meeting?
The moratorium is a little bit more complicated. It needs to be, we need to pull it out, probably look at it and change the date, I'm assuming, and then propose that, and then vote on it, I guess. The same principle we did in October of last year.
Right.
Whatever it was.
Well, I've never seen this happen, but let me throw the question out there. If we kick the can down the road for a year and we address the problem, can we adjust that one-year moratorium to 6 months or 10 months?
I believe the moratorium is for the public. We can make change, January of '23. And the moratorium goes away because we replaced the regulations.
That was my
Right, we
question.
replaced
right.
the regulations
We
that
have-
says you can't do nothing you can't do anything until we replace that section on.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
So that's just, there's no motion or anything necessary for that.
You're just
a
gonna need to
discussion.
schedule a public hearing.
I'm sorry?
That takes time.
Correct, we don't have, Jen, I don't think we have the time to do them. Develop the text.
No, public hearing for the moratorium. You're saying 23rd, so you gotta have a public hearing before that. Because they had a public hearing last time,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to get that before the date is up.
right, because it's a text amendment.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
So then that's on top of the to-do list for next meeting, to figure out what we gotta do to plan, so we could do what we gotta do. And we got 3 meetings, or 4 meetings, like you said, between now and the 23rd to get it done.
Right, wish I had my calendar. Yes, I did.
And if you need to look at the minutes, it was done on October 7th meeting, the motion.
October 7th,
Yeah, last year.
2021.
Right.
21.
Okay, so that,
Last year?
Oh, last year, yeah.
Oh, this is one for the
Okay.
last one.
so we got 4 meetings, basically, the 1st, the 15th, the 6th, and the 20th of October. Because the moratorium, I believe, is the 22nd.
Right.
But I think it needs to be in the paper for like 10 days, so even if you do it on the second one in October,
Right,
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we
It needs to
we
be-
definitely gotta get on it, then, that's what it
Yeah,
sounds
I
like,
would-
to
you would
get
do it
the
first-
ball rolling.
I think the thing would be the first meeting in October would be your last shot, before the date gets,
yep, okay.
But
Okay,
the
so-
powers to be will know better.
Right, so we have a plan as far as what we want to do for
Yeah.
September 1st. And then the last agenda item, not an agenda, item, but what was discussed in the town planners was the Route 22 corridor study. That'll be bullet number 2 for a new planner.
Right. I
To
think
move that forward.
it's
like we talked
important, I
about.
think we don't let any of the things that we started working on with Eric disappear. And that we have, like you said, like have that list ready to go. So when we do get the new town planner, we have our to-do list ready. Like, hey, these are the 10 things we were working on, and we want all 10 of these to be continuous. We don't forget. You know, I
Correct.
think it's important that we do have that list readily available, so when we do get a new town planner, we have a to-do list for them, so we can stay on top of everything we're working on. Because we were making really good progress for a while there. Yeah, we were making good progress on a lot of things.
Right, agreed.
We don't want to lose that momentum.
Okay. So I think that's a good thing for the town.
Yeah.
So we're trying to move the ball forward for the town as a commission, with the best interests of the town in mind, economically and financially, and quality of life.
Right.
So with that being said, is there anything else for discussion?
Yes.
Okay, you want to take us home?
It would fall under the next meeting.
Okay.
I have no problem with September 1. September 15th, there's a fundraiser for a family in town on the 15th. And I know the Board of Education has already moved the date of their meeting, which is normally coincides with ours, but theirs at the other side of town. But they moved their meeting from the 15th so the members can go to the fundraiser. And in other words, I won't be here on the 15th.
Okay.
That being the case, could we move the 15th meeting to the 14th, or something else that'll work for you?
I'll be here that week, so I think I'm pretty flexible.
I don't take an objection to it. I don't know the process by which to do that.
We'll block it up next meeting, though, we'll be closer. So on our next meeting, we'll decide on the
Well,
first
that's
meeting
the
what we're
reason.
gonna do.
The reason I'm bringing it up now is we'll have a couple of weeks to.
Schedule and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if Trish or Bill will be here, then it's a moot point. But
Right, that and the room availability and any applications would have to follow the same date.
I'm maybe like you said, it might be one of those days where we just really try to get Bill or Trish to be here, just so we don't have to move it. That might make more sense, because when you say that, you're right, it would be a big change.
Yeah, I don't know what's,
If
there's
It's almost
any
like what's
applications or
easier
not.
at this point, like what's easier, to have another member here or change it? These both seem like they could be potentially
right,
challenging.
try to get our alternate for your replacement. I think that would make sense.
Right.
Okay? Thanks, Ron.
Yep.
That being said, anything else? Okay. Item number 8.
I
Aye.
motion we adjourn.
Do you have something else, Janet?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's item 9.
Item 9, that's right, item 9.
Well, I second it.
All right.
All in favor?
Look, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're done. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome.
By the way, we do have a town manager.
We do?